Well, we made a call to our friends in the US that we work with quite a lot, and we got the director of Oprah's broadcast hybrid show for you. So Jeremy is going to take it away for you.
Thanks, Elise. We're joined with Mark Mardoyan, a guru of directing out of the States, an all-round top bloke, and someone I'm really proud to call a good mate and friend. Mark, a pleasure having you with us.
Right back at you, my friend. It's great seeing you.
Now, normally I'm sitting next to you. So where are you right now, Mark?
Right now, I'm in a city called Tarzana. I am parked in a TV truck that is parked on my driveway at my house.
Wow, so
I am literally 10 steps from home.
Are you literally directing the show in a remote hybrid environment?
I am. It's a wonderful experience. This is something as directors we've been dreaming of. Usually, you know, in LA traffic, hour to two get to work. And this way I get out of my kitchen, I take 10 steps, and I'm in a control room.
Right. When I said I'm normally next to you, I don't mean normally next to you in your house. But I understand that you're working on the Oprah show, which has really become a hybrid show. Can you tell us how long did it take you to get that up and running?
The Oprah show, believe it or not, was not that difficult. Oprah herself said, guys, I cannot do a show if I don't feel that I'm facing an audience. What can you do so I can look straight ahead and there's my audience? That was her first request. The second one said, I want to be able to point at someone and say, Susan, wearing a red dress, tell me about your story. What are your daily issues that you're having during pandemic? How's your family doing? And so Oprah said, I want to be able to pull anyone from this gallery view of, say, roughly 300 people, and I want to be able to talk to them. So it was not that difficult. It really wasn't. Luckily, we did a show called Earth Day Live right before Oprah's show, which was a 3 days, 12 hours live per day. So yes, I was directing for 15 hours per day live, 3 days in a row. And that was just about a week before Oprah's first episode. So that got us off in a really strong way. And this was last April. So it was just a couple of months within the pandemic. So it was not incredibly difficult. It's just shifting from cameras that are shooting audience for their reactions. And in this case, that shot, instead of a camera, is now a gallery view on Zoom or any other platform. And then you've got your stage shot, which is usually Oprah and a guest or two. And in our case, we use PIPs, which in English is picture in picture. So we simply put two people next to each other. One is Oprah, the other one is the guest. And instead of a camera guy searching for a shot, now we have Zoom techs that are searching who is this person in red, which gallery views on, and pin it as fast as possible. So before Oprah says, and here's Jeremy, we already have that person placed in a 2-box. So as soon as Oprah says it, boom, we go to a 2-box. The guest is talking, we go to guest full. And that is the same as what we've done before with cameras.
It's so interesting you say that.
It's not much different.
Because when we first had this problem, we launched EventCast, as you've seen and as you've supported, and it's been hugely successful. From our point of view, it was exactly the same thing, just the audience were remote. So now that you've done this, how different is it being in that studio for Oprah? Is her experience similar to live, or pretty close to, or is it really still quite a different workflow?
Well, for her, the energy is not always there because of the applause. Applause is something that is genuinely missing from these live gallery view shows. And when people, artists like Oprah, or they're a performer, or especially stand-up comedians, these guys get their energy from the audience's reaction. And currently, Zoom, which is the platform that we've been using quite a bit, has not been able to perfect the sound of applause when you have a gallery of, say, 50 people on per screen. Because the microphone automatically mutes one and
we have the same,
gives control to the
problem.
other. Oh, well, yeah.
So do you? So can I ask you, Mark? Are you a fake applaudience person, or are you not?
Yes and no. I did an award show a month ago, interestingly produced by an Australian producer, Ashley, SCL Awards, Society of Composers and Lyricists. And they were incredibly concerned about the applause when the winner is announced. So we found a nice balance between the gallery applause and maybe about a 10% of a track, applause track. But we spent probably 3-4 Zoom calls till we found the right size of applause, because you don't want to put, say, an applause recorded from Academy Awards where you have 6,000 people in the audience and here's a gallery of 25 people. So the applause has to match the size of audience that the director is visually cutting to. So if your gallery view is 50 people, you don't want applause coming from a room that had 4,000 people in the audience.
Yeah,
so that
I
has
think
to
that's
match.
a fascinating insight that the audience matches that. And so what you're saying is largely it's been relatively easy because you come from a TV background and the studio experience is not dissimilar to what Oprah would normally get if you just tweak a little bit of this applause and you really think through the show a little bit more. What else was one of the main insights that you learned? One of the main things early on in your process that you thought, we're going to do that differently?
Speed. Speed from picking people from the gallery view. What tool to use, what shortcuts to apply. And the beauty with Oprah is when Oprah's name is connected to any project, everybody wants involvement. In this case, Zoom literally had 3 of their top engineers, the guys that built this thing up, on every Zoom call with Oprah and myself. So when we would say, hey guys, this is what I want to do, I'm not just talking to an average tech, I'm talking to the guys that actually built the program. So when they would say, no, Mark, that can't be done, we didn't waste any time saying, well, let's find another tech that can find it. So with that said, speed of finding people from gallery view, where anyone could be a guest. And one gallery is never enough because you don't want to make your gallery view to be 100 people on one screen. It's too small. So maybe 25 to 50 people at most. And now you've got multiple screens in front of you, each one with 50 people on it. And when the host or whoever the person is says, and now I want to talk to that guy wearing the blue shirt from Wisconsin, now you got an army of people with a device called Stream Decks in front of them hunting for the guy wearing a blue shirt from Wisconsin. So speed is what's missing, and I'm praying that it picks up.
Yeah, fantastic. And so if we think about some other major award shows that we've seen recently, the Globes and things like that, I think that it was so interesting that they had 2 hosts that were a country apart, but appearing to be in the same location, but not quite. What was your view on that? Do you think that level of complexity adds to the show, or do you think keep it really simple?
I thought it did. In this case, it did. Tina, she was in New York, and I forgot her co-host's name, that was at the Beverly Hilton in Los Angeles. It worked great till they started doing the reach out, which sadly, due to, I don't know, lack of rehearsal time, the framing wasn't matching, the camera composition wasn't helping, and no one really spent enough time practicing to know exactly where's the border of the screen, at what point is my arm going out. And I think had that been done, it would have been amazing.
Right, so if you're going to do something,
look,
I suppose what you're saying is if you're going to do something technical, you really need to rehearse it right down. Rehearsal is the key, which I think you and I do often. Well, the good thing is, while you don't have the technology that we're about to showcase this room, we do. And so, Mark, I'm going to make sure I show you that tech because it will trump Zoom and give you all the speed that you're after. I hear that your little puppy's calling, so we might have to let you go, but it's very generous of you to give your time. I look forward to having dinner with you soon and being in that chair next to you like we have many a time, because you are the guru of direction, and no wonder Oprah is in such safe hands.
Thank you so much.
But I do have awesome. One final sneaky, cheeky question. How great is Oprah to work with? Is she sensational?
She's absolutely amazing. She's a gift. She makes everybody else look bad.
Mark, an absolute pleasure having you with us. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. Stay healthy.